The big story we're tracking this morning on headlines today, a landmark verdict by the Supreme Court has struck down Section 66A of the Information and Technology Act. The verdict upholding freedom of speech as the court ruled that the IT section was too vague and was in violation of the Constitution. Several petitions challenging the validity of the controversial section that empowered the police to arrest those who post objectionable content on the internet and could be imprisoned for up to 3 years. The petitioners had argued that the definition of Section 66A is vague and it may lead to abuse of the provision. They also argued that even genuine comments criticizing a person were being treated as offensive. The petition was filed in the aftermath of the arrest of 2 girls from Mumbai in 2012 who had objected to a statewide strike following the death of Shiv Sena patriarch Bal Thackeray. The arrest then fueled the free speech debate leading to filing of this petition. It was also alleged that the police was misusing this section. The Supreme Court in March 2013 came out with an advisory that a person accused of posting objectionable content on social networking sites cannot be arrested without the police getting permission from senior officers like IGs or DCPs, but that did not stop the abuse of this provision.
Judges read out in court was that they struck down Section 66A in its entirety. Under Section 66A, you cannot be jailed anymore because the section stands invalid. But I mean, I'm not advocating that, you should defame someone, or there are other provisions in the IT Act, in the IPC, that if there is something wrong, I mean, if it's hate speech or something, obviously you will be dealt with under those provisions. But there is no blanket provision that will curtail your freedom of speech and expression, and so no one should fear not putting something up because of going to jail.
अभी किस तरह से आप रेनो और फ्री रिलीफ हो?
बहुत ही फील हो रहा है।
लेकिन एक बात ये भी साफ है कि किसी भी तरीके का एडिट करना या उस तरीके से लिखना ठीक नहीं होगा। अब तो काम के हाथ में घटनाएं घटती थी, उसमें बहस होती थी, पर कोई नतीजा नहीं निकलता था। तो मुझे लगता है पहली बार है कि कोर्ट ने एक संबल दिया है लोगों को और ये विश्वास दिया है कि वो वाकई में आजाद है कुछ भी कहने के लिए, कुछ भी बोलने के लिए, जो ठीक समझते हैं वो। और सिर्फ ऑनलाइन स्पेस की नहीं, मैं कहूँगा फ्री स्पीच की बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन स्पेस ही एकमात्र माध्यम है लोगों के पास अपने फ्री स्पीच का इस्तेमाल करने का। तो 66 ने काफी हद तक उसे छीन लिया था लोगों से, और ये स्थिति आ गई कि कभी भी वो गिरफ्तार हो सकते हैं, कभी भी उन्हें लंबे लंबे मुकदमों में पड़ना पड़ सकता है, और वो कोई नहीं चाहता था। अभी हाल ही में अम्बिकेश महापात्रा को डिसीजन आया था इसका कि सरकार को मुआवजा देना चाहिए जिस तरह उन पर 66 से लगाई गई और उन्हें हैरत किया गया। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत बड़ी चीज है। बहुत से लोगों को जिनको अब तक ये संदेश गया था कि मतलब जो काफी डरे हुए थे, उनको राहत पहुंचेगी और आगे से मिसयूज नहीं होगा। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है।
Right, we have with us senior advocate Sanjay Hegde in our studio. Sanjay Hegde, interesting political reactions coming in. Manish Tiwari, whose government had actually introduced this section, saying that it was a draconian law.
Well, reminds me of the old saying that success has many fathers and failure is an orphan. And Manish Tiwari has been very prompt in disowning his own government's reaction, and he was Minister for Information and Broadcasting at one point of time, if I remember rightly. Well, it is anyway, he passed on the baby to another government, and the other government also defended this this particular section in court very vigorously. The Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Tushar Mehta, one must pay tribute to a lawyer who's done his best in a bad cause. He tried his best. He tried to tell the court that no, there were instances of abuse, no doubt, but that the section could be read in a reasonable manner. He tried to persuade the court to read down the section, and normally courts do accept such kind of arguments, and then they try to read down the section, try and make it constitutional, give guidelines, and that is what many of us realists thought this judgment would be. Absolutely. But the court has done wonders. This is one of the first judgments since the 1960s which has gone on the principle that free speech is sacrosanct, not lightly to be interfered with, and especially it cannot be interfered in this manner by a section which is delightfully vague.
Right.